After studying for your London School of Economics, how do you see Sri Lanka's economy shaping, and what impact does it happen to be for your business?
Right now it's very tough. But I always try to take it with a pinch of salt. We know politicians don't solve problems, businesses do. So even now we have not just a gym, we have a water filter business where we're looking at clean water as a solution for Sri Lanka, reducing plastic. I've gone into agriculture. We're actually growing food. So it's up to us. It's like what John F. Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And that is actually the premise that I'm following. And I always joke around saying that Lord Buddha came here 3 times. It's not like he didn't have places to go. So we're also very blessed with the resources, very smart people. So and I also believe everything is temporary. We can't be having a bad run every day. It has to come up. We are so down now that the only way is to come up. So, and it's up to us, really. It's really up to us to find solutions, to do things. So even in terms of tourism, I'm looking at fitness tourism, and I've already got interest in that. So we all can do something. And it's not up to the politicians, it's up to us.
Okay, so good afternoon and a warm welcome to another session in the MBA Diaries, where we inspire love and learning, and of course we provide support and opportunity to expand knowledge and experience as well. So as APIT Sri Lanka, as Asia Pacific Institute of Information Technology, we are honored to be hosting this session today as well with another global corporate veteran, and of course a person who will be sharing a lot of experiences for the benefit of our students. So let me warmly welcome all the students who are in the platform today, and all the students who are joining us from Staffordshire University, and especially from the master's program and also from the undergraduate program as well. In addition to that, let me also warmly welcome all the diplomats and delegates who are joining us from around the world, and all our members from the counterpart universities and all the other distinguished guests. So to start with, let me now invite Dr. Rohantha Athukorala, who is one of the directors at APIT Sri Lanka, at the same time the pioneering personality behind this networking opportunity, providing to the students for them to understand knowledge, experience, as well as their personal enhancements as well. So with that, Dr. Rohantha, over to you.
Thank you very much, Kaushali, and a very warm welcome to our honored guest today. The co-founder of High Octane Fitness, the largest commercial gym in Sri Lanka. Her vision is to enable businesses to build corporate athletes who will be tomorrow's leaders. During her outstanding career of 15 years, she specialized in performance management and development as the general manager for group human resources at the blue-chip Sri Lankan company MAS, and is a lawyer by profession with masters in tax law from the elite London School of Economics in the United Kingdom. Her mission is to change the fitness landscape of Sri Lanka, as she believes that if you want to lead a team in today's changing environment, you must first be physically fit. You must become a corporate athlete. Opinions, this eminent speaker. Corporate athleticism is a science that was conceptualized by 2 graduates from Harvard Business School, which need to be brought to life, says a very eminent speaker. We have with us the CEO and the performance coach of High Octane Fitness, Ashanthi Weerasinghe. Ashanthi, over to you.
Thank you, Rohantha. Thank you for that introduction. I hope everybody can see my slides on the screen. So what I want to do today is I really want to talk about our business, the services we offer, and maybe how everybody who's studying for their MBA can really look at their own fitness and look at how we can incorporate some of the services we offer into their organizations to build a stronger, fitter, healthier workforce for themselves and their companies. So I'll start off with a little bit about High Octane for those of you that haven't seen High Octane. I'll play a little video so you guys will understand what the space will look like, what it is, and what it is that we do. So that's really to give you a look and feel of the space, because High Octane is a 25,000 square foot warehouse. And everyone you see in that video is actually people who work out with us. We have not used any models or anything like that. And when we conceptualized High Octane, we really looked at it like an adult playground. It's a place where you can run, jump, lift things, meet other like-minded people. And we're situated in Kohuala. We've been in the business since 2012, so almost 10 years in January. We have 35 national level athletes working as coaches, and we work with 3 foreign consultants who come and go as consultants for the business. So that's essentially the business model. One of the key differentiators at High Octane is that our coaches are national level athletes, people who have pushed their bodies to new limits, and they really understand the mechanics of the way the body works, and therefore they're able to get results for their clients. So what you see in this picture is on the left side is Anusha Attanayaka. She's actually the current women's rugby captain. She's a coach at High Octane. And what you see on the other side of the screen is Sophia. She's our consultant from the UK. She has her own set of gyms called Energy Gyms. The reason I use this slide is because women in fitness is very hard to find. When I started High Octane 10 years ago, there weren't any women coaches in the field. So women athletes would just generally finish their career in sport at 25, 26. And they would go either, get married and become a housewife or do something on their own, but there was never really a career path for them. And I really believe that one of the key reasons we have been successful is that there are enough women. Our staff ratio is 50-50. So there's enough women to train other women. So there's empathy, there's understanding, because training a woman's body is quite different, even not just aesthetically, but in terms of working with the monthly cycles, pregnancies, and all other issues that are relevant to women. So that's one of the key things at High Octane. We have enough women coaches who understand how women's bodies work. And this is also another one of our coaches. She's Anne. She's a Commonwealth javelin silver medalist. She's also one of our coaches. And on the other side, we have Ian. He's one of our consultants. And he's working actually closely with us because he has his gym based out of Bali. And they look at actually fitness tourism and really achieving goals in an in-house manner. So people fly into Bali, they stay at his gym, and they work towards their goals. So we've done a few programs with Ian too, where we brought foreigners down and they've worked with us, spent some time in the island, understood the gym, reached some goals and went off. So currently this has become a big issue because of the visa issues, the insurance not covering foreigners who come here. But if not, Sri Lanka is an island that has a multitude of things for fitness enthusiasts to do. So this is something that we're looking at doing in the future. Even on our next slide, you have again one of our staff members he's an international bodybuilder. He's currently just leaving to Dubai today for a meet. We have also Marie Purvis, who's a Nike master trainer, also a consultant for us. And then on the other side, again, is one of my staff, who's also 4 of our staff. One is a boxer, one is a netball player. Again, we have Anusha, a rugby player, and another bodybuilder. So the reason why I have this mix of foreign and local trainers is because there's no formal education in Sri Lanka for health and fitness. So I really rely on the foreign coaches to bring that in. And every quarter or so, we do a program for the staff on, it could be nutrition, it could be recovery, it could be weight loss, postpartum, things like that. So there is really, because there's no certification or development in the fitness field in terms of formal education and study. So one of the things we do is have these consultants so they can bring in that knowledge and really keep the business and what we offer inside the business in terms of services current. So our offerings, a lot of people go to the gym to exercise. High Octane is a bit different because what we really look at is you're on a training plan. You come to High Octane to train, not exercise. So if I were to explain the difference in a nutshell, exercising is basically coming into the place, not having a plan, getting on a treadmill or lifting some weights, sweating out a bit and leaving and not really seeing any results. But High Octane is different. When you join in, you get an introductory session with a coach who'll sort of talk to you about your lifestyle, your goals, how many times a week can you come in, and they'll sort of put you on a plan. And you can actually get one-on-one coaching or you can follow the plan yourself. Either way, it's an environment where we emphasize really training. You're there to achieve whatever fitness goal it is that you're working on at the moment. There's a full range of supplements on site, nutrition, vitamins, protein, whatever. We sell that on site. So members have access to it. We make it on site. There's also a cafe downstairs that's run by Tea Avenue at the moment. And you get the range of soup, salad, grilled chicken, all that. We have a hair and nail care salon. We have a service where we wash and wax your car while you're at the gym. And the hair salon and the car wash came because with the fuel crisis, we really wanted people to be able to maximize that time when they came. So they could get a whole lot of offerings done while they were, came and they parked there. And one of the things that we are lucky to have is that we have 100 slots of parking on site. So people can come, spend time, and also get whatever it is that they need in terms of these services. We also have a range of classes. This is for the time crunched person who just has 45 minutes to an hour, doesn't want to commit to a plan, but kind of wants to move the body. So classes range, there's no commitment. You can just come on the day, check what's happening in terms of classes. We have 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. Generally, it's just 800 to 1,200 rupees. No other commitment. You come, you pay in, and you go. So that's also an offering that we have for people who'd like to try out High Octane. And this is really the key piece that I wanted to get to, our work in the corporate sector. So we started off by doing programs, which is basically was initially weight loss, like these 25-day or month-long programs where we'd go into companies and teach them about health and fitness and what they could do and in terms of at their location. And we actually expanded that this year, and we set up a gym inside the Unilever premises. And that came out of a discussion we had with them that post-COVID staff weren't coming into work. Everyone was working from home. There was kind of a breakdown of the team camaraderie sense because everyone was, disjointed and not meeting as often. So once we established the gym now, we have got a lot of feedback that, people have another reason to come to work. There's a sense of camaraderie. There's they feel the company cares more because they've invested in this health and fitness space. There's an element of fun. We do a lot of fun activities there at the gym so that people can get together, teams can bond. And we've really got some really good feedback on that. We've also engaged with Alliance Health Insurance. So anybody who gets a health plan from there gets a very steep discount at High Octane Fitness. We're also working with the Sri Lanka Army because some of the senior officers now who move on from the fighting force to the administrative sector have actually found it hard to keep up with their health and fitness. So we've established a facility there as well. So this is where really fitness really comes into the corporate side, and companies are really investing in building the health and fitness of their workforce, because people are not readily replaceable, unlike the machinery or anything else we use. And it's important that you have a healthy workforce. We've seen productivity improve. We've seen absenteeism come down. Things like non-communicable diseases get under control, a sense of fun, a sense of community, camaraderie, all that. So this is a space that we really want to play in, and we're excited that we were able to do this. And there's a lot of interest from other companies as well. And this is something we want to pursue going forward. The reason I put this next slide is because a lot of people's idea of health and fitness is either a six-pack or like an aesthetic thing that people look for. For women, it's generally a dress size or something like that. But actually, when the biggest indicator of health and fitness is actually your flexibility. So this is Ian again from Bali. He's taking our staff through a health flexibility session, like, how to measure people's flexibility as we get older. We cannot lift our legs as high. We cannot move arms as much. We tend to be hunched over computers, which really affects our flexibility. So our staff is really trained to really, as part of people's training plan, to really monitor a person's flexibility. And this is something that we really work on. So this picture just depicts, like, after a client's session, they're actually actively stretching the client so that we could improve this, especially because the culture right now is sitting on devices, sitting on desks, a lot of neck pain, hip mobility issues, and things like that. So we really, really work on that kind of health markers so that the process of aging and fitness and all that is addressed. A very, very key point in the overall health of a person is this flexibility that very little people tend to pay attention to. We also have on site a recovery unit, a physiotherapy unit. A lot of people look at physiotherapy as some part of rehabilitation, but we look at it differently. We look at an area called prehabilitation, where we look at your lifestyle and we look what do you do during the course of the day? How do you sit, or how do you eat? How do you work? So on. We come up with a physiotherapy plan. So basically, we encourage people to take physiotherapy at least once a month and get on a plan that is complete with deep tissue massages to relieve tightness and things like that. So we have a physiotherapy unit on site. We have a male and a female doctor. So, and it's run 7 days a week. And it's really important that people really overlook this recovery process. So there's still a culture that things like massages and things like that are part of, they're a luxury good, but it's actually not that. Massages and some of the other treatments we offer, excuse me, they really look at relaxation, well-being, and really enabling the body to move better and in a better way. Yeah. This is actually another tool we use. We use vibration therapy. This is just a 10-minute thing that you can come in and get done as a part of your recovery. Again, for very tight knots, for people sitting on computer desks for a long time. It's a tool that we use. Cupping, dry needling, they're again some of the recovery benefits we use are non-invasive, but very, very good for to release certain tight areas and treat injuries and things like that. This also must be emphasized about our business. We use very, very high-end equipment. So everything is imported out of the US, and we work with like the best brands. Work with some of the best brands in the industry to really equip the place so it's safe, well maintained, and things like that. So you really come into a facility where you're safe, even if you're exercising on your own. It's a very safe environment because the equipment will put you in the right position. Our membership. So we really look at affordability. So the memberships range from you can have monthly, daily, 3 months, 1 year, and so on. So there's a range of budgets that we work with, and we can tailor this to whatever the requirement for you as an individual or your company, especially given the current climate. We are very flexible. We work with all the banks, the card companies to really make fitness accessible for people. So I just wanted to give you an idea, because there's a sense that when you look at the space and the kind of people who come there, that this place is very expensive, but it's not that. We work very hard to ensure that it's accessible and affordable for everyone. Also, we use in our campaigns, this is Danu, for example, that some of y'all might know. He's not the fittest person or what you would associate as someone, who comes into our campaigns as an influencer, but he's representative of people who really work hard, who have to keep at it, who's genetically not gifted and has to work out all the time to even maintain, and do his job, which is as a TV host. It's very difficult because you're around food and things like that. He's what you would call on the large end of the spectrum, but this is the kind of people that we use as influencers in our campaigns, because they're very real people who have real jobs, as opposed to models or genetically gifted people that appear in some of these campaigns. Because the premise of High Octane is that we meet you where you're at, and wherever that may be, whatever your fitness goal is, and we take you on a journey so that you are once again comfortable in your body, you're healthy in your body, and so on. Recently we introduced some classes for the kids because we believe that, we want people to be continuing the fitness journey, and you start young. Means it's something incorporated into you. And we've also found that kids, the parents coming, giving very good feedback that the kids are sleeping better, their energy levels are good, their hand-eye coordination has improved, and so on. So a lot of good feedback, and we've started some real classes while the moms and the parents are there, that the kids can work out too, so that there's a family offering now at High Octane. Last but not least, this is a picture of some of our staff. They recently went for a bodybuilding meet and got some awards. And the reason I put it there is this is actually what makes High Octane special, is the people we have who have really pursued a sport and really at the top of their game. They know how to treat a client. They know what it takes to achieve a goal. They have a lot of experience with diet, nutrition, injuries, lifestyle issues, and all that, to really work with people to get them to your goal. And our premise is that there's a lot of inertia around coming to the gym sometimes. Even some of my own friends, own family will say, oh, we don't have the right shoes, or I'm a bit overweight, I'll lose the weight and come to the gym. That's not what it's about. It's about really getting started with whatever budget you have, however much time you have, whether it's once a week, whether it's 1 hour, to really come in and give us a chance to really help you. And if there's any kind of need that your company has, to go forward in fitness or whatever, we are equipped to do that, because we worked with companies. Being 10 years in the business, we understand needs. So I just want to put it out there that if anyone's interested, they can reach out to us through our social media or Instagram, and get in touch with us to see how they want to take this forward. So just want to thank everyone here for having me. And I hope this gave you an idea of what it is that we do and what we can do for you as an individual, and also for your company. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashanthi. And it was very interesting to hear the kind of work which you do, and how you engage executives in terms of, how. Can you just tell us a little bit about what should a routine be like for an executive of today?
I think you should start. So a lot of people try to think they have to make a certain, I have to at least be able to come 3 times a week, but it's not that, right, Rohan? It's like whatever time you have, just come. Like if it's some people, you have people going, oh, I'll start on a Monday, and it's not like that. So we are open 7 days a week. 5 in the morning to 9 at night. Come whenever you can and do whatever you can. So like I said, our offerings range from personal coaching to a class to getting on a plan on your own. Whatever it is that you need and you feel, just make a start. And I think for a lot of people, it's the start that's hard because they've not, especially if you've been out of it. But again, for your question, the basic premise is a healthy mind cannot live in an unhealthy body. So if you are working in a company, you need to be providing new ideas. You need to be productive. You cannot be, we almost can't afford to fall sick. So we have to really look at that. And just coming out of COVID-19, we know the importance of immunity, eating healthy and all that. So engaging in some sort of activity is only going to help you and contribute to that.
So the question that's coming out, a lady called Binuri is asking you is, what should a normal routine be for a person? What kind of routine do you recommend?
Okay, so normal routine would be, I would say some sort of cardiovascular. That's for your heart. So that you don't necessarily have to come to the gym. You can run outside. But then there's also some little bit of resistance training should be incorporated into your routine because muscle mass is so important. And as we age, the older we get, ensuring that you do resistance training is very important. You need to get yourself off the toilet seat one day. And so engaging in resistance training is very, very important. And the thing is, lifestyle of the corporate executive is we are always sedentary, right? We're sitting down on a device. So even when people come into the gym, our staff is taught to ask them lifestyle questions like, what were you doing the whole day? And if it was sitting at a desk and attending a meeting, then they'd start with, stretches to open your body up, like, warm you up and then take it from there. So a mix of resistance and cardio is very, very important because a lot of people tend to stick to what they like. I'll go play badminton, but that's just cardio. And then you're really ignoring your muscle. Resistance training means you're not developing your muscle mass. And as we age, that drops. And it's important that we keep it up because, like I said, you need to, avoid being on a wheelchair and being able to get yourself off the toilet seat. It's very important that you do the basic moves of squatting, deadlifting, and ensuring that you do some sort of resistance training.
There's a question coming from Shani, the MBA program, Ashanthi, and she's asking how important is eating habits. What is your advice to an executive?
I would say eat on time. And if you look at us, we are every other animal on the animal planet has a diet. You take a leopard, for instance, he has to eat meat. You take an elephant, he has a diet. They have a very specific set of food that they need to eat. We are the same, but the difference is and especially in corporate life, is we tend to eat a lot of processed foods and sugar. That's essentially what's making us fat because the Sri Lankan diet, rice and curry, no problem. I think it's pretty healthy because we get our vegetables, we get our carbs, we get our protein. But what we tend to eat, especially at meetings, is all these pastries, iced coffees, desserts. I think we have to also live. It's just that follow the 80-20 rule, 80% of the time. Try to know what you eat, cook at home, bring your food from home so that you know what goes into it, it's fresh ingredients, it's clean, and stay away from the sugar. I think sugar and staying away from sugar and anything that's processed is really what's causing you the harm. I don't think if you look back at, our parents or the Sri Lankan diet is fine. Even I eat rice and curry. The staff, even though they're athletes, they eat rice and curry. It's not because a lot of people, rice and curry gets a bad rap, but it's actually very healthy. You know, it's cooked with coconut milk and coconut oil and has a good set of vegetables. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
There's another one coming up. It says from Shirani, and she's asking, what is it true that your last meal is what actually hurts you in terms of your weight gain?
I don't think so, because weight gain is based on your calorie. Weight loss is based on a calorie deficit. So you have to reduce your calories if you want to lose weight. It's simple math. So there's a BMI and your body mass index that will tell you how, for your height and your weight, how many calories you should be taking. And you generally eat less than that if you want to lose weight. So I don't think your body cares what time you eat it, or, it's not going to process it. Your body doesn't react differently in the night than it does in the morning. I think that's a myth. If you have to eat 1,500 calories a day, then it just stick to that. But if you go over that, then obviously your body is going to store that as excess fat. I don't think timing has any issue. It's more what you put into your body. I mean, if you eat a salad at night, even if it's 10 o'clock at night, I don't think you're going to put on weight. So diet is not our speciality. And what we do is we give diet advice, like diet guidelines. But if you really want to explore that, I would suggest going to a nutritionist and someone who really understands your other health issues and all that to create a diet for you. But no, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Coming up, Ashan. It's from Sanduni, and again, she's a MBA grad, and she's saying how important is to have a balance in sleeping, working out, and your eating habits. And is it true that you should not work out after 11 p.m.?
Again, I don't prescribe to timing, because I feel like whenever you have the time is the right time to work out. And if that's 11 p.m., then so be it. But I think sleep is the key factor of all this. And it's proven, science has proven that if you haven't had enough sleep, you're going to tend to eat badly. You're going to have sugar to keep up. You're going to have the Red Bulls, the coffees, all that, and it just adds up. So if I were to pick one thing that you need to focus on, it would be your sleep. And regularizing your sleep. So now there are sleep experts in the fitness industry that will tell you how to prepare your bed, how to not look at your phone 30 minutes before you go to sleep, because the blue light affects your the quality of sleep and things like that. But sleep is very important. And the second would be diet, what you put into your body. You can't outwork a bad diet. I can't sit and have a load of chocolate and cake and all that, which doesn't get processed well in my body, which is not healthy, which is full of probably bad oils and sugar and all that, and expect to go to the gym and lose that. So sleep and diet is really important. But movement for your body would be the third thing. But it all adds up, You can't do one thing and expect to see a result. You need to do all three of those things, and you need to do it consistently.
Okay. There is this whole concept of corporate activism that came out from these two Harvard grads, and they were talking about saying that you need to have a balance between challenge physically, challenge mentally, and challenge your emotional well-being, and it's how you manage all this that gets you into a good corporate athlete. What are your thoughts on that?
So when you work out, what really happens is you put your body in a very uncomfortable state. you're sweating, you're lifting something heavy, or you're running hard, you're breathing hard. And your body gets used to being in uncomfortable states, which is exactly what happens in corporate life. We are constantly put in uncomfortable states. We are given new projects. We have to work with people we don't like. And you build resilience, So even coming to the gym, it's the same thing. I feel like you build, when you're physically strong and you build resilience, that just translates. So no, I don't think anyone gets up and thinks, oh, wow, I just really want to go to the gym and put myself in an uncomfortable state. But they do it because they understand the benefits, they understand the values of it. And I think that's really what corporate athleticism does. Is when you're in a corporate environment also, we are constantly faced with a lot of struggle, a lot of turmoil, and all that. And I think being healthy and physically fit helps us just deal with that better. You're used to discomfort. I think successful people are very good at dealing with discomfort. They know it's a part of, they know it's a part of ups and downs. So
Ashanti, could you tell us, how can I reduce my weight gain around my waist?
So you can't.
It's from a guy called Sachindra,
Okay.
who is actually working for a top IT company.
Oh, nice. So Sachindra is probably sitting a lot and not moving as much. So we can't pick a body part and say, oh, I want to lose weight from here. I can't pick my arms and say, oh, I want to lose just my arms. It doesn't work like that. It's your overall fat percentage. So I would say the easiest thing and the fastest thing you can do is some sort of walk, some sort of runs, reducing your calorie intake. That's the easiest thing you can do. And then maybe get onto a little plan where you lift some weights and firm up that area. That is how you should start.
Surajita is asking you, MBA student, how do you balance between gym and your sport which you do?
Well,
I think what you're referring to is that from school age they would do some sport, and then of course you get into a habit of getting into the gym, but then you love your sport also. So he's asking, how do you balance?
Oh, what you should do at the gym is totally like complementary to your sport. Like, for example, we have a lot of people, older people, they play golf. So they come and do the relevant exercises for that sport. Or if it's badminton, for example, they do the relevant exercises for that sport, strengthening the arms so they get the shots in, things. So the trainers will, because we have a set of national level athletes, they will understand that and give you something, a routine complementary, so you can really improve on your sport. And especially, again, I want to emphasize the importance of resistance training and weights, because if you are strong and whatever sport you do, more muscle mass means you can run faster, jump higher, and things like that. So resistance training is very important for whatever sport. And it's important to come to the gym and you work. The thing about coming to the gym is you work even the little muscles around the bigger muscles. So if you're playing badminton, tennis, whatever, football, rugby, whatever, you're able to work all the little associated muscles so that you're completely, fit. And we find like a lot of people continuing their sport. Now, even in Sri Lanka, we have a lot of we have masters level competitions and all that stuff in almost every sport. So you can continue being an athlete, I think, well into your 50s, 60s. There are people. So whatever you do in the gym would be great. It would just make you perform that much better in your sport.
Parami is asking you, Ashanti. She's asking, what made you give up your corporate career in such a top company like Amaze and getting into sports management? Yeah, that's a question.
Okay. I think there was a need in the market, but more than that, I think it's nice to be the CEO of your own life. because I work on what my dreams, what I want, as opposed to being in a corporate and generally driving their mission and vision. So an interesting story is when we started High Octane, it was such a big project. So imagine this 25,000 square feet warehouse, and my other partner is my brother. So we went to the bank for funding, and the bank was literally like, if you put an apartment building here, you would be, after one point, you'd be selling the sky and you'd be getting this much revenue and all that. The gym financially didn't make a lot of sense at that time. We are the largest gym that was setting up, and we still are. So it didn't make much sense. But today people come and tell us, I've got off my blood pressure medication. I no longer have diabetes because I've lost the weight. I just had knee surgery and I recovered because I went to your physio unit. There's no value for things like that. I can't put a monetary value, but the feel good factor of being in this business is huge. And I feel like my own health and fitness and that of our family has improved so much. So 4 waves of COVID and none of us got it. Having a membership, we have 300 foot traffic a day at the gym. So I don't know whether we got it and we recovered, but it didn't affect as much. So those are some of the benefits that I see. And but to your question, really being in charge of my own life, my own dreams, and working towards really impacting society in a very positive way, So I'm glad I don't miss the corporate life.
Thanks, Ashanthi. Very interesting. There's another question coming saying it's from Pudu, working for a blue chip in Sri Lanka doing the masters, and he's asking, after studying for your London School of Economics, how do you see Sri Lanka's economy shaping, and what impact does it happen to be for your business?
Right now it's very tough. But I always try to take it with a pinch of salt. Politicians don't solve problems, businesses do. So even now we have not just a gym, we have a water filter business where we are looking at clean water as a solution for Sri Lanka, reducing plastic. I've gone into agriculture. We're actually growing food. So it's up to us. It's like what John F. Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And that is actually the premise that I'm following. And I always joke around saying that Lord Buddha came here 3 times. It's not like he didn't have places to go. So we're also very blessed with the resources, very smart people. So and I also believe everything is temporary. We can't be having a bad run every day. It has to come up. We are so down now that the only way is to come up. So, and it's up to us, really. It's really up to us to find solutions, to do things. So even in terms of tourism, I'm looking at fitness tourism, and I've already got interest in that. So we all can do something, and it's not up to the politicians. It's up to us.
Thanks, Ashanthi. Really, really good. One last question is, how often do you train a day? It's been asked by a Sajani. And what kind of balance do you have with regard to work and working out?
So I think I train whenever I can. I'm lucky because the gym is accessible to me. So I try to at least make it 3 times a week. And I try to do something I like. I also work with a coach, so I'm on a plan, but I love my food, so it's consistent. I also travel a lot with my other companies, but it's a matter of priority, and it's a matter of taking the time. It's like, I would feel bad if I didn't brush. You won't go to bed without brushing your teeth, right? It's not something you would miss. So it's a habit now that I've incorporated into my life, and I try to continue it. I also like to look good. I like my clothes, my fashion. So it's important to me. So it's where it sits. But I think it's very hard to find balance in the corporate world, and even what we do when it's your own business. So when it's work, it's all work. When it's play, it's all play. But even when I go on holiday, I try to pack my sneakers and take a walk. It's almost just really focusing on movement and, moving my body wherever I am, in whatever environment I am. So even if I have to work a full day of meetings, I will make sure that at some point, even during my lunch break, I'll make sure that I walk around a bit just to get in that activity. So it's really prioritizing and making an effort and understanding the value that, listen, we need to move our bodies. Otherwise, it's just not good. Yeah.
Shamak is asking you a question. Maybe I think it's a direct question. He's saying, how much does it cost at your gym, and what kind of benefits does it give other than the gym access?
So we charge 85,000 for the year, but we have a lot of offers that come on and off. And I think for Christmas and New Year, there'll be some offers. You have access to personal coaching. Like I said, you have access to the classes. We are also looking at an online platform that you can have access to, so that if you can't physically make it, then you can come there. But like I said, we also have, if you want to have a good meal now, we have a nutritious cafe on site. You want to get your hair done or any kind of, or a massage done, we have that on site. Plus, we're doing this service where we wash and wax your car also. And I'm also talking to a convenience store to set up. So there'll be a little grocery store with looking at organic produce, so that you have access to good food there. So that's essentially the benefit that those are essentially the services that we have. Yeah.
Fantastic, Ashanthi. Really appreciate. So if they're going to join your gym today, how much would you offer them at?
So what I want to do is, Rohantha, for everybody who's in your MBA class, if you can send me a list, or if you can send me a list of names that show interest, I'll give them free access to a session with a coach. This is like so access to the gym, it's 2,500 rupees for a day pass, plus a personal training coach is about 2,200. So this is like a 5,000 rupee value that I like to give everyone to just try the gym. Because it's important, if they're doing their MBA, we're talking to the next level of corporate leaders, and it's important they understand how important fitness is in their lives and all the lives that they impact. So I would like to give that free on Octane's account to all these people who are, committed to learning at this very difficult time, putting in the funding, putting in the time. I feel like this is the support that we can give tomorrow's leaders. So if you give me a list of names and some interest, what I can do is I can keep that at the front desk, and they can just say their name, that they're from the Appid MBA, and they can redeem a session free.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, Ashanthi. I mean, first time we have had a gym CEO talking to our MBA graduates, and you explained the kinds of benefits you have. I mean, I can vouch for you. It's a fantastic gym. I've been going to the gym for the last, I think, 4 or 5 years, maybe there, and it's like my second home, So it's lovely talking to you. Ruth, over to you.
Hi, Ashanthi.
Hi, Ruth.
First of all, I'd like to say that you kind of inspired me to kind of try it out.
Yeah, please do.
And aside from just the gym, I'd like to say that I believe I would speak on behalf of everybody who's joining in, that you kind of inspire us all from the words that you've shared with us, especially when you spoke about how it's very valuable and very important to follow your dreams. And you're not just following your dreams, but you're also contributing to the country, which is service to your country in a different way, which is good. So I believe for all our students and corporate partners who've joined in, this is truly a wonderful breath of fresh air to hear this, actually. What you can do for your country and not what the country can do for you. A very lovely reminder of this. So as we always do at the end of a MBA diary session, I would like to just send out a quick reminder to all our corporate partners that at Appid, we have an internship program, very good structure in place. And if you do have opportunities, do send it our way so that our students can benefit from it. And with this, I would once again, Ashanthi, thank you so much for sparing time to speak to our students. It was lovely having you on our session today. And to our IT team, thank you for the tech support. To our students, thank you for joining in, our industry partners, and also not forgetting our well-wishers here in Sri Lanka and across the world. So thank you all for joining in. A good day, a good afternoon, a lovely evening to one and all. Till we meet again at the next MBA Diary session. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.